welcome back. I am here on the triples. I'm on a crazy heavy crop of stuff. It's actually blocking the mowers, it's so heavy. It's a red clover kind of a mix, but it's a massive crop. And every now and again it just blocks the mower, as you can see here, and we start bulldozing it. And you have to drop and start again. And I never dropped my front one. It's normally the front one that actually blocks, it's not the side one, but it's been a couple of years now since that happened to me, but it's just in these massive green crops that it happens. And we're out again. Only a couple of more runs. 2 more fields for this customer. Back home then. No more mowing for today, I don't think. More mowing tomorrow. Probably this week then will be the real kick off for the bales. We've had it pretty easy up until now. But this will be definitely, this week will get us into full flight. And I don't think there's any break in the weather, so I hope we'll have an easy spell of it, because we'd be tight for staff this year compared to other years. So just see what we can manage, and that's about all we can do really. But anyway, I'll get this knocked out and we'll head up to the next 2 fields. We got our air con back working in this one. We'd none last year, but it's back going now, thanks be to God. And that's a big help, because it used to get very warm indeed. Lovely house here in front of us. I always admire this house when we're at this job. It's a really old building, I'd imagine, and it's kind of a courtyard. I can just basically see the outline of it from when we're inside in the field. There's a big old church behind it as well, so lovely area, lovely view from here. Another field knocked out, and head on now for the last one. Big crop here again. This field is very bumpy. It's also a bit stony. I've mowed some of it in the past, not all of it, so just taking it a bit cautious because I'm not very familiar with it. But anyway, we're nearly there. Not the whole pile left to cut out of it. I'm running the CBX without a chip this year mowing. Last year there was a chip in it, and it made the job of it, but it was fine when it was flat out like this. But when she was at maybe 1200 revs, it was missing quite badly. It had no negative impact on it, but it seemed to do that for some reason. I don't know what the cause of it was, but with the chip around the 1200 revs, it'll start missing. So this year, running it without it, see how we get on. I'd probably down a little bit on speed, I'd say, when we like that now. I'm not even going to drive any faster than I'm driving here, so I don't know what it actually be capable of, but we'll try it without it and we'll see how we get on. So yeah, we're out onto a busy road here, so just walk out and suss it out how I'll manage pulling out before I go down there with the tractor. I was just wondering while I was cutting it, does anyone have a non-conditioner mower and you cut big heavy crops of grass, and how do they manage to clear themselves? Because obviously the conditioner is doing a lot of work on these, so I'm just curious if you have a non-conditioner mower. Give me a comment there and let me know how it works for you. Just took the Ford down next door. Our neighbour has his pit silage cut, but somebody wanted to see a video of the tether working, so that's why I brought it down here again, and I just done 1 run down the field. My lift is doing something funky, so when you start moving it starts lifting the lift, and then when you press the clutch again it drops it. It doesn't do it all the time, but they've just done it there in that run now, so if anybody has any insight into that, it'd be greatly appreciated. She performed very well at the silage. Couple of little oil leaks, that's all. Everything else seems to be going hunky-dory. Our badge fell off, that was the only issue we had. Of course, I never really finished the story of what happened and we put it back together and all that. Our mechanic finished it off for me. I done the ripping you would have seen that time, and then our mechanic finished it off, but we were coming and going. So basically what happened is there was one piston damaged, and instead of changing just one, we changed them all, new rings. But the Ford block had been bored before and now lined, so if we were to put in new liners we would have had to take out the block and that, so we didn't, because we didn't need to. Obviously new head gasket and all the rest of it, but it's performing away very well now, to be fair, and it just looks unbelievably cool. Lovely tractor. So that's kind of my short video for today. I'm half thinking maybe this week I might give you a little video every day, and we'll see how that goes for this week, and if that don't work, if that don't, you know, increase our view count or whatever, then we'll go back to our original once a week kind of a thing. But anyway, we'll see how this goes.